Good morning, Facebook world, Facebook land, whatever you want to call yourself. So I'm just sitting here working from home this morning, which I love, by the way. I just love to dive into patients' cases, patients' stories, figure out plans and strategies. Now, this is what came to my mind because yesterday and today, I was working on something for an awesome lady. And it's just something, when I talk about what I do with functional medicine and how comprehensive it is, here's what I do. And here's what a lot of people don't do. So just like any profession, what you have to understand is not everybody practices the same way. So there are functional medicine providers that might niche down and work with specific populations. You know, for example, there's a clinic here in my hometown who works mostly with women, all women, I think, and they basically just look at hormones and do bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. That's great. That's wonderful. That's fine. But here's the deal. In my opinion, my humble opinion, is functional medicine is meant to be so much more than that. It's comprehensive. Right? And by comprehensive, what I mean is we look at every system of the body. We look at your entire story, your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, all of it. Okay. So looking at your past history all the way back to before you were even born. What was your mom and dad's relationship? How was the pregnancy? How were you brought into this world? Because that can change your nervous system. Your nervous system can be hardwired from the day you were born, even before you were born, in utero. And that can set you up for certain things. Now, that's a whole topic I can get into another time. But the comprehensiveness of this is looking at nervous system, looking at the systems of your body. A lot of people have gut issues. A lot of people have hormone dysregulation, thyroid issues, all the things that you guys have been hearing me talk about. Now, part of that and what my background is I think pretty unique because in the course of my career in healthcare, I've practiced in many ways. I was really just into sports and sports medicine. I was an athlete growing up. I always wanted to work with that population, active people. So that took me down a road of physical medicine and functional rehabilitation and body work, right? And then I got into functional neurology, which I worked with a ton of just nervous system dysregulation. I worked with a ton of families with kids with sensory and spectrum disorders and behavioral issues and all of these things. Right? And so we tie all this together to now functional medicine and all of the training and all of the patients that I've had in that world, just adding a whole nother layer onto it. So you take all of the pieces, or I take all of the pieces of my background, right? All the things I've done over the years. And one of the things that I love doing is programming exercise for people. Because here's the deal. It's a big part of people's stories. They might be exercising. They might be exercising wrong for what they need. So I've been programming this for someone. So what I do with patients is I just provide what you need. Some people I don't need to program exercise. Some people don't need a lot of nervous system work. So it's very individualized. But I don't know if you'll be able to see my screen, but it's the exercise physiology is just a passion of mine. I've always been into it. I studied it all the way back to my undergrad days. Exercise phys and kinesiology and exercise programming and all of that stuff. And then experimenting with myself and my own body, my own health over the years. So for example, this lady that I just recently am doing this for, it's a very thorough program. And here's the cool part. Okay. When I say not everybody shouldn't be doing the same things. So let's just say a 40 or 50-year-old female, peri or postmenopausal, right? We even she's had genetic testing done, her genetic markers and what her body is going to respond best to. So that's going to be different for everybody. So some people are doing a lot of HIIT training, a lot of boot camps, and that's the last thing you should be doing. A lot of CrossFit, those kind of things. Some people's genetics and what's going on in their hormones and their nervous system, they need more strength training, maybe mixing in some other things. So again, very individualized. So if you can see my screen here, right? This is an example of the program I'm putting up for her. So it's not only programming warm-ups, the specific warm-ups that she needs to be doing, a pre-workout protocol with even nutritional things that she needs to do. Okay, core stabilization and core work that she needs to work on based on what's going on in her body. And then we get into the actual program, what the exercises look like, the reps, the sets, because that can even look different for everybody. All right, so it's just another area that I guess I'm passionate about, because I think this is a huge missing link in a lot of people's story. Is they're checking, so many of y'all are checking the boxes. You're like, I'm eating well. I've changed my nutrition. I'm exercising every day. I'm doing all these things, but nothing's changing. Like, I still feel exhausted. I still feel miserable. I still have this extra weight that just won't seem to budge. Right? This is why the comprehensive nature of things is necessary. And that's what I do with every one of my patients on an everyday basis. Okay. Now, healing takes time. Hear that. Healing takes time, and healing is never linear. Okay. So what I mean by that is we can get frustrated very easy, right? How many of y'all have been there? Like, I've been doing this for a month. I've been doing this for 3 months. I've been doing this for 6 months or even a year. And things just are so slow. Think about how many years that it's taken to build up to where you're at now, right? So patience is a virtue. Number one, patience is a virtue. And I know that's hard. I'm laughing and smiling because it's just like, I get it. I've been there. I just want instantaneous and instant gratification as well. But that's a cultural thing that is destroying a lot of our mindsets, right? This becomes a mindset thing where when I'm working with people, I talk about trajectory. Like, the analogy that I think it was in the book Atomic Habits with author James Clear, so give him credit, is he talks about the trajectory with habit change. Okay, so the analogy is if you're on an airplane and you take off from LAX and you need to get to New York City, if you point the nose of that airplane on takeoff 2 or 3 inches to the left or the right, over that distance, you're going to be way off course. You're not going to be in New York City. 2 or 3 inches of change, okay, can destroy the trajectory of where you're going. So the point is small, sustainable habit changes, looking deeply into what's going on in your body at a root cause level, programming exercise like it needs to be programmed, programming nutrition like it needs to be programmed, because not everybody should be eating the same things. Right? There's genetics like that. I'm an example. I did keto at one time in my life when I was training for some CrossFit type competitions, and I did terrible. I felt terrible. I had no energy. I was sore all the time. Guess what? Fast forward years later, I did a genetic workup on myself, and my genetics do not allow me to metabolize lipids, fats, well at all. Okay, that's why keto didn't work for me. Does it work for you? It might. Your genetic profile, what's going on underlying in your body might be different than mine. All right, so it's just fascinating work. It's fascinating work. And so the trajectory you set now, don't give up on. Keep that trajectory pointed in the direction of your vision, your goals, your why. Like, why? Why do you want to be healthier? Why do you need to be healthier? I talk about this with my patients too. Man, I did not plan on going into all this, but here we go. See, this is what happens. I get rolling. So, like, what's your why? Like, is your why, it can be like, oh, I just want to feel better. I just want to have more energy. Those are amazing whys. Do you want to know what my why? My why, as far as when I was miserable, when I was burnt out, when I was stressed out, when I was chronically fatigued, I wanted to feel better for my own health, right? Absolutely. But my why was those 3 children that I came home to every night, giving them my leftovers, like doing everything I could as a dad to play and read with them and just be present with them. But it was such a struggle for me. My relationships were affected in every way. At the time, my marriage, my kids, my family, my parents, my sibling, all of it. Okay, so my why was restoration, right? I did not want to give leftovers anymore. So it's a different story now. Even with all of the things in life that happen, we're all going to be, pushed down. We're all going to have things happen that can set us off our trajectory. But man, you just got to set it again. Just get back on the track, get back on the train. And with what I'm doing with my patients every day that I get so passionate about is because to keep them accountable as best I can. Now it's up to you. It's the choice you have, right? I can't force people to do anything, but I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And oh man, I've seen so many amazing changes over these years. Like people that were hopeless, that never had answers. Oh, I just got the chills. But like that are on this trajectory now to the life that they were destined and meant to live. You know, God put in them, you know, certain things, certain gifts, and people oftentimes, I know I did, got away from that, like these gifts and these talents that we have, because life gets in the way. Health gets in the way. If you're exhausted and you feel miserable, can you give everything you need to give to your children, to your grandchildren, to your coworkers, to your neighbors, to your job, to your career, to anything? So, man, I don't even know. I hope somebody's watching this, and I hope you're getting something from this. I was planning on coming on here just to talk about how I incorporate exercise programming into my patient care, because it's a missing piece. And here I am, I don't even know, 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, just rambling. So I'll tell you what, y'all, I'll end by this. The call to action. What are you going to do to take action in your life, to change your life? It's up to you. You've heard me say it before. No one's coming to save you. And again, thank you to my friend who said Jesus is going to come save us. Yes. But right now we have choices. It's up to you. You got to take action. So you know what? If this resonates with you, if you know you need to take steps, all over my Facebook page, all over my website, there's links everywhere in my link tree. You can find it if you want to find it. Just book a consultation Zoom call with me. $49, and $49 you can ask questions, we can cover your history, we can do whatever we need to do in that call. 30 to 45 minutes is usually what I spend with people to take a little bit of a deep dive to see if this is the work you need. And I smile because I already know the answer. It's just a matter of if you are at a point where you know this is what you need and you're willing to take the steps to change your life, change your health, and know your why. Why do you need that? All right, I'm watching dogs fight over there. See that? Puppies and dogs fighting. So everybody have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.